Spoken at the Commonwealth conference in Rwanda. Claire, you're a Conservative advisor. What do you make of the things that he said? There were a few things he said. He talked about a fund that would help to create things like drought-resistant crops. He sort of deflected things about himself personally. Your view?
Yeah, and I think sometimes it's right to look at actually what he's there for. He is there for the Commonwealth Head of Government's conference. So looking at what's happening in the UK isn't helpful. And things like drought-resistant crops and how you're going to get grain out of Ukraine, given the situation, it is really, really important. I don't think we can ignore what's happened this morning in the UK, but that wasn't the news conference where that should have come up.
You don't think so?
No, I don't, because it is slightly more important. I think all of those questions that he was just going to avoid, and we all knew that he would avoid them. So to keep asking them and to watch him get irritated, I don't think is doing us any favours on the world stage. I really, really don't. There are many other important things to do. And I say that as a, quite a harsh critic of the Prime Minister at the best of times. But I think this is a much more important situation that he's in. Yeah. And there should be another press conference where we can address the situation that happened over last night in the early hours of this morning with the two by-elections.
Well, I mean, the other thing is, to be honest, to be fair to Beth Rigby, it did come across as quite a trivial question to be asking on such a global stage, in my view. But Boris Johnson also said that what people want is the government to focus on their concerns, issues with transport, energy, and make things more productive. Do you think that Boris was right to sort of focus on that sort of narrative?
One of the great things about that Beth Rigby question was that I could hardly hear her ask that question. And it did irritate him. And I'm with you, Claire. I hadn't even considered. I think it's rather offensive to the people of Rwanda who've put on this display in a press conference for her to really attack him on a fella called Oliver Dowden, who 99% of the people in Rwanda don't even give a damn about. They don't know who he is. They're concerned about their future, about aid, multi-billion-pound packages of aid to assist them. So I think that's right, Claire. That's a great point. I thought he came out rather well. I thought he was composed. He was measured. And, he was at times irritated. But I think he was irritated because probably he felt embarrassed that Beth Rigby was asking a question like that when he's in Rwanda talking about other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there were actually 4 journalists who asked sort of the trivial kind of, if we say the sort of Partygate tracks type sort of Westminster-centric questions instead of actually focusing on global issues, which is what we really, really want to talk about.